Welcome back to Old Tavern Farm. We are out here in the back part of the farm, and I just wanted to share with you guys that we have finally come to the day. Yes, it's gonna snow tonight. So what I thought I'd do is do kind of a last garden tour for the season. I'll bring you out here when it snows too, but I just thought it would be fun to see what is going on with the farm and what we're doing to bed down the plants for the winter. And see, right behind me here is the berry garden, and we'll take a closer look at that. And we've just purchased some new trees for the side yard of the house. And I've also planted my garlic and moved some of my herbs inside. So I just thought I would share with you guys what we do here to button up the farm for the winter. It's going to snow tonight and it's going to snow tomorrow. Yay! All right, come with me. So this is our berry garden, closer up. We focus mainly, for now, we focus mainly on honeyberries. This is a honeyberry. I believe this is blue suede. They're basically asleep for the year, but as you can see here, if I can get the focus on it. Let me see if I can get a focus on it. There we go. You can see here that it started to set buds for the spring. And the honeyberry is kind of similar to a blueberry. It's got the same type of coloring to it in terms of its outer skin, but it's kind of elongated. It's sort of long and sort of like a football shape, as opposed to the blueberry, which is, everybody knows, is round. But so this is one of our blueberries, and I mean honeyberries. And honeyberries have to have, much like blueberries, they have to have different varieties to get the pollination going. And so we've got several different kinds, and we've had these for about 6 years. And I don't remember what the variety is. I'm pretty sure there's a blue suede in there. I think the lower ones are blue suede. A couple of these have, they're easy to propagate. They've set off each other. Here is a close-up of the bud set on this one, which is kind of interesting. So, lovely camera work there. Sorry, peeps. If I can get the, there we go. So that's all set for the winter. Here's some more honeyberries. This one is one that propagated off a rock. The branch was set down into the ground and a rock was placed on top of it. And it set off from its mama plant. And I see the deer have been here, la la. Okay, so the other berries we have going right now is our currants. So these are kind of my pride and joy. They are champagne currants. Let's see if I can get a champagne currants. The very common red and black currant is good. I love them, but I really wanted something different. Maybe that someday I could offer to restaurants should they ever open again. Kind of feeling a little bitter about the whole hospitality decline right now, but we'll get past it. I'm gonna be optimistic. But oops, sorry, that one is a honeyberry. Yeah, yes, honeyberry and currant. These three on the edge are currants. Currant, I think. No, honeyberry. Sorry. I thought I had three currants. Oh, here's the other one. I stepped on it. It's wee tiny wee. So, all right. Okay, so that's our berry garden. And I just want to show you, this is the before the snow picture. This is our well that we dug separately. We do have village water, but we have animals and a barn, and we wanted to have our own supply of water. We're very into supply independence, if possible. I'd love to make my own electricity and just close the gate and live here and not ever go off, but not always practical. So anyway, this is our well, and beyond that is the creek. We actually get something like, gosh, I think when the man came to drill this well, he dug down 3 feet and had it just overflowing with water. So this property actually sits on a field of springs. And if I can get over here and show you, actually well, you can see here, the weeds have kind of choked up I'm kind of going off script here, but if you can see the water moving there, that is bubbling up from the ground. So yeah, this farm, before it was Old Tavern Farm, it was called, what was it called? Something Springs. That just went right out of my head. Well, anyway, the previous owner had spring in the name because they're everywhere. I'll take you back up the farm in another video. All right, so let's go and look at the vegetable garden area and the garlic. Okay, so before I get started on this, I want to apologize for the road noise. And there is the cutest little beagle next door. He's so cute. I don't even know what his name is, but he's adorable. But he views me with a slight bit of suspicion, so he's probably going to bay here in just a minute. But you can kind of see him through the trees over there. There he is. Over, oh, my big finger. Anyway, this was our vegetable garden for the spring, the seasonal vegetable cropping. We have asked our neighbors to come and dump their leaves here so that we can add some more organic matter to this area for next year, should it be the vegetable garden. This is our other vegetable garden here, and we'll look at that in a minute. This one did really well this year, so we may just let this one sit fallow for the year. But anyway, there he goes. All right, so this is what I call my silo garden. This is the old foundation of the original silo that was here on this farm. This was a small dairy farm years ago, and and so anyway, this is the old foundation. I think it's charming, so I just left it, and this is my herb garden. You can see I still have some sage going, and I always have chives. These chives do very well here. But this year I went ahead and I probably planted 100 garlic, maybe more, maybe 120 or 30 garlic bulbs. Yep. So, and then I mulched them heavily with the leaves. Thank you, neighbors. And in the spring, I hope to see lots and lots of shoots coming up, and we can look at that again in the spring. So I'll play this video in the spring, and we'll look at what comes up in the spring after the snow melts. All right. Let's see. Let's look at the kale. So back behind me, we still have kale going. This is White Russian. It's still cropping in beautifully. It's just gorgeous. And then over here is the curly baits. And again, I've had a neighbor come over and cut some, and the deer have helped themselves as well. So there's plenty for everybody. So it just keeps popping up. If you just cut the leaves, if you just snap that off. Oh, and see, that's the deer lunch right there. That's all right. You just keep pulling leaves, and it keeps growing. And you can see this is gosh, I don't know, there's my leg, and it's actually like almost up to my waist. So this is again, apologizing for the road noise, and the super cute beagle. So I will leave this here until we get a very, very hard frost. Sometimes they survive the frost, but I've seen kale here growing through the snow. So, all right, let's walk through the kale and go over here. Okay, entering through the side yard to the side gate here is our newest project. We were beginning the development of an ornamental, sort of secluded garden to help us achieve a little privacy from the road and just refresh this area. We purchased 2 large-ish hibiscus. This is Hibiscus syriacus minfren. We bought 2 of those to flank this lovely birch tree in the corner. So that's one of 3 trees that we took delivery on this week. We planted them last night. And again, this is the second hibiscus. This is Dakota Pinnacle Birch. This will get to be 30 to 40 feet tall, and it will provide some screening for the side yard between the neighbors. We love our neighbors, but we are crazy gardeners. We love plants and ornamentals and vegetables and any kind of plant material. We love it. So this is from a company called fastgrowingtrees.com. They have tons of different options. They ship to you in just a matter of days in a lovely enclosed box with instructions and everything that we need to know for the individual type of tree. The second tree we got is called a serviceberry, and I'm very excited. I love serviceberries. They're an old-fashioned tree that gets beautiful color in the fall, and also the berry is actually edible. So at least on this variety, it's edible. So this one is called Autumn Brilliance, and it will grow up and be probably 30 or so feet, and again provide more of a structural anchor point for the garden. We got these trees in this year so that they could achieve a little bit of maturity before we start doing more planting in this area. So the third tree we got is Crater Vesuvius Flowering Plum. It is going to anchor the front end of the garden corner and provide lots of color and flower in the spring. And it backs up to the outside corner of our garden, which a couple of years ago we planted a batch of Spirea bridal veil. There's probably 9 or 10 shrubs here in this corner. There's just sort of field in waiting to be planted down the fence line. So that will provide us with some more screening on that side. And beautiful flower. Okay, the last area I want to show you is this area next to the Taj Mahal. And one day we are going to have some chicken tractors, and we're going to be more pasture poultry based, but for now they are living in an enclosed pen here next to this bed. This area right here is our asparagus bed. So that's been bedded down with the leaves that our wonderful neighbors have donated to us, and some that my husband has removed from the lawn areas. And this center section here, easy for me to say, is where I like to put my potatoes. So potatoes usually go in here. I want to expand my potato bed. I've been struggling with potatoes the last couple of years, and I'm going to try to get more serious about it. But this is my starting area for potatoes. So it backs up to the asparagus area. If all this asparagus comes in, I think we're going to be eating pretty well in the spring. This is going to be the 4th year for this asparagus root crop. So, and this is our final area out here next to the, apologies for the road noise again. I'll get used to it someday, but this is the end of the garden here as we return to where we started. This is my rhubarb patch. And I've had rhubarb for years, but it's always been a little spindly and scrawny when it first comes up in the spring. So I was reading on the ag extension pages for one of the states. I want to, maybe it was New York State. Imagine that if you do mulch in the fall, about a 4 to 6 inch base of mulch on your rhubarb, it will the stalks will come up thicker and heavier in the spring. Now this area probably has at least a dozen rhubarb plants, and actually they like it so much here that and they've been split and transitioned from another area, and they love it here. They're already starting to grow. So, you know, they're going to get covered up in snow here in the next 12 or so hours, but for now they're doing okay. I've got a big pile here that I'm going to shift over here to increase the layer. Then also the last thing I want to show you here is these wonderful flowering plum whips that we got. Here's the nice sort of burgundy color, if I can get the camera to focus on that. It's a really nice tree, shrub, small tree. We got 24 in the spring and they died. So a couple of weeks ago, the company sent us a new batch of 24, and I've just healed them in here for the winter. They will go along that line that we just looked at between the two houses with the spirea. We're going to intertwine them with the spirea, so they'll be alternating purple plum and white spirea all down that fence line. So that will be a project for in the spring. All right. So that's what we've done here on the farm, and I want to thank you as always. We are starting to get the first little sprinkling of rain that's part of the snow system that's coming tonight. Trying to got the boys out for a little while, getting some fresh air and fresh grass while it lasts. And that's the tour for the fall pre-snow, first snow of the year. And as always, I want to thank you so much for visiting. I hope you're all well. Big hugs. Bye-bye.